Hey everyone, my name is Daily Saw with TGN, and today I'm excited to announce that I'm going to be starting the Halo 4 show here on TGN. What are we going to be covering on this show? Today we're going to be talking about a trailer analysis that has been long overdue. I've been planning this for a very long time, since June 6th when it was released. Also, in a later episode, we're going to be talking about Halo Fest, which is happening at PAX August 26th to 28th, and all the information that is surrounding that event I know about, and I'll be talking to you guys about that in a later episode. But for today, we're going to be covering the trailer, so let's get into it. So when I first seen this video, I was actually watching the Microsoft conference, and I knew, as soon as they said the new trilogy, I knew this was going to be about Halo. So right now, we're looking at something that looks like space, but actually turns out to be inside the Chief's body. There's his heart, and it starts beating. In the cryo chamber, this is the start of him waking up from his sleep, which we'll be going into more detail on how we can assume it's been a very, very long time. So we just heard Cortana say, "I need you," and at the end of Halo 3, the Chief said, "Wake me when you need me." So there we go, the heart starts pumping, energy starts flowing, you go up the spinal cord and into the brain where you see some neurons going, and there you go, into the cryo chamber. So he kicks it open like a boss, and we're going to stop it right here. Just some things to look at. We're going to do some deep analysis here. Cortana, completely different looking. That could be for graphical reasons or software malfunction reasons, but we can also notice that there's snow buildup inside the actual ship. Now, I just came back from watching the end cinematic for Halo 3, and I did notice that, yes, this is the same voice actor for the Master Chief. However, I was not able to tell for Cortana, and really the only hardcore fans would really care about that issue, but it is something to pay attention to. Now, the last thing that really struck a chord for hardcore fans is the Chief is actually wearing different armor than he was wearing when he entered the cryo chamber. Now, that is an issue, but that is just an example of actually change of hands now, going from Bungie to 343. I really don't know why they didn't just keep the same thing with the square shoulder pads. It's the only thing that I really noticed that was a big difference is the actual shoulder piece. And we're not even going to talk about the jetpack just yet, because that's something entirely different. But let's move on. Let's continue the video. So explosion happens. He puts Cortana into his head, and then he shoots a jetpack. We'll talk about that in a second after he picks up his mysterious weapon right here. Alright, so we're going to stop it again. Let's first talk about his jetpack. Where did that actually come from? I'll actually explain that. Now, 343 actually already has gone out and say that was just added in to make the cinematic look a little bit cooler. But for the hardcore fans, it really pissed them off because that doesn't make any sense how he has a built-in jetpack. But let's move on. That's something that we really can't do much about. Now, this is a weapon that looked like the pistol from Halo 1, Halo 3, and Halo Reach, but in fact when he fired it, it actually shoots something like a torque bore round, which shoots a, we can assume, some sort of dart or bullet, and that explodes. We can tell it's different from the chamber that actually opens up as well. Now, 343 stated that they're going to try to make weapons as customizable as possible, and at the end of this cinematic, you'll see him putting a silencer on this weapon. Doesn't make sense, but then again, this is just a cinematic that they're trying to make look really, really awesome. But I feel it was rushed, a little bit rushed, and you'll tell at the end of the cinematic. Now let's get a nice look at the new armor here. We're going to pause it one more time so we can get one last look. So there we go. He puts the silencer on his new magical torque bow pistol thing. And after watching this a few times and reading over some of the comments, you can see that the actual animation on the Chief's cockpiece is actually flying in the air and really distorted, which leads me to believe that this cinematic was actually rushed. Now you can tell by there's a lot of graphical differences. They tried to stay true to it as much as they possibly can, but this is not a Bungie game, and we can't really judge it by this cinematic because, like I said, it just feels really rushed. It seems like Microsoft called out 343 and was like, hey, you guys need to make a cinematic next month, so get your shit together and give us something to release at the end of the conference. Now, after going over some forums and reading some leaks, it is clear that August 26th to 28th there will be a major cinematic release that is going to blow people's minds. Apparently, it's going to be really good. It's going to actually show people what 343 is up to and actually hint at the enemies and doing all this stuff that this trailer failed at. My final take, we'll talk about that at the actual end of the video. And now we're going to be zooming out to see the mysterious Forerunner structure that was seen at the end of Halo 3, which the Office of Naval Intelligence actually calls Sigma 7. Now, how do I know this? Well, we'll talk about this on a future episode of the Halo 4 show when I go in detail of what's actually going to be happening in the cinematic before it happens and before it drops on August 26th. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a leak and tell you guys all the information that you need to know without actually viewing the cinematic, which is going to be kind of cool. That and also explaining Sigma 7, which is the structure you see here. Alright guys, that's the end of the Halo 4 E3 trailer. That was my basic analysis of it. It was my own take. I didn't go snooping around other people's videos. I've been a die-hard Halo fan for the past 10 years. So I really want to talk about my initial thought of this video. What was I thinking immediately when I seen this video? Number one, I didn't really like the video because it was rushed. There's many things that were changed from Halo 3 to Halo 4 that just never made sense, including the jetpack, the different armor, Cortana looking completely different, weird weapons. It just didn't really add up at all. So that's the only thing I really didn't like about this cinematic trailer, other than the floating Master Chief cockpiece, which could have been fixed by the graphics artist team. But nonetheless, you know, it was a rushed cinematic. You can tell by the models. Now, I'm not going to go out and argue saying that I can do something better, which I clearly can't. But August 26th at Halo Fest, there's supposed to be an amazing trailer that I know the details for, like I've been saying through this entire video, and I'll be talking about that in a new episode of the Halo 4 show here on TGN, well before that cinematic drops. Alright guys, so that's it. My name is Deli Islam. Thank you for watching the Halo 4 trailer analysis. Tell me what you think about Halo 4. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Does it stand a chance against all the other titles that are coming out? We don't even know what else is coming out in 2012, so we're just going to have to wait and see because we can't really compare it to a Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3 because those games are 2011 games, not 2012 games. And this is the first look. It's a crappy cinematic. It was really rushed. We can't really judge the game on this. But actually going to Halo4.com, they have some pretty cool renders there, which makes me a little bit more happy. But we'll just have to wait at Halo Fest, which I will be covering. So all the information that's going to be coming out of PAX, I'll bring to you guys. So you don't need to go anywhere. We'll be covering this until the game actually drops. So next video, we're going to be talking about what the plot of the storyline will be and the mysteries surrounding Sigma 7. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.